the Notre Dame scoring defense against the Oklahoma State scoring defense. And Vince, so yesterday I made the point.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I'm going to predict Notre Dame to win, and our prediction show will be later this week, is this right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma State has a better defense than Notre Dame's offense, but it's a similar. It's not that far off, and that was sort of the point that I made yesterday. Is the gap between those two units is greater when you look at the Notre Dame defense compared to the Oklahoma State offense,
right?
And here's the point I'm making. So when you look at scoring defense, for example. We talked about the pass defense, right? So we went, let's go back to that just real quick. So you look at yards per attempt, it's 27th and 23rd for Notre Dame, 80th for Oklahoma State. Efficiency, 12th for Notre Dame, 81st for Oklahoma State. You look at Notre Dame's pass offense, Oklahoma State's 11th or 12th and 16th in yards per attempt and yards per completion, which is very good. Better than Notre Dame's, but Notre Dame's pass offense is 32nd and 49th.
The gap is a lot closer.
Right. You look at pass efficiency. Oklahoma State's pass efficiency defense is 13th, one spot behind Notre Dame. Notre Dame's pass efficiency offense is 27th compared to 81st for Oklahoma State. And then you go to the total defense, right? These total defensive numbers, you look like scoring and those type of things. Yes, Notre Dame has the 9th ranked scoring defense. Oklahoma State has the 7th ranked scoring defense. The difference is Oklahoma State's offense ranks 50th. Notre Dame's offense ranks 20th.
Right.
That's the difference.
Good.
Right. Yards per play. Oklahoma State has the fourth best defense in the country in yards per play. Notre Dame's offense ranks 43rd. Notre Dame ranks 28th in yards per play on defense. Oklahoma State's offense ranks 91st.
Right. One's a difference of 30-something. One's a difference of 60-something. Again, the gap is closer.
And so those are the things I look at. And Notre Dame's offense is actually better when it comes to their ranking on turnovers lost than Oklahoma State's is on turnovers gained. That's a complete opposite here. And this is the other thing. Notre Dame ranks 16th in the country in turnovers forced. Oklahoma State's offense ranks 79th in turnovers lost. Notre Dame's offense ranks 37th in turnovers lost, while Oklahoma State's defense only ranks 50th in turnovers gained. Those are the numbers at the end of the day to me that are why I'm predicting Notre Dame. Even though I gave Oklahoma State the advantage in overall defense versus Notre Dame's offense, it's a smaller gap, and I could see Notre Dame's offense having success.
Sure.
If Oklahoma State's offense just comes out and works Notre Dame, which is anything's possible in a bowl game, I'd be shocked.
I'm going to be shocked if that happens. I mean, yes, I could see Notre Dame's offense having some success against Oklahoma State's defense. I'm not saying they're going to go out and score 45.
When we say success, we're talking like 27 to 30.
Right. I'm not saying they're going to score 45 points, okay? Like I said yesterday, if Notre Dame hits 30, I think it's it's a race to 30. Who gets to 30, that's who wins this game, right? But I also think that if Oklahoma State puts 30 on Notre Dame, I'm going to be just befuddled. Like you will see a very confused look on my face when we start the post-game show because either there was a ton of turnovers and just unexpected big play like that, or Notre Dame just didn't show up. So I agree with you on that front. I'm obviously, it's not a big surprise. I'm going to pick Notre Dame to win this game as well.
Which we'll, to give that little preview, but we'll get to that.
I'm not going into specifics, but at the same time, it's because of what you just said. Right. I feel I have more confidence in the Notre Dame defense against the Oklahoma State offense than I do about the Oklahoma State defense against Notre Dame's offense.
Yeah. I agree. And that's why I go advantage Notre Dame in this particular matchup.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. No question.
Now, look, the thing is Oklahoma State is good enough if Notre Dame makes mistakes, doesn't tackle well.
To
hurt them. They are. It would be a little surprising to see Notre Dame do that for a full game. Now, there'll be a play here, a play there. It's going to happen. I'm more looking at it from the standpoint of, is this going to be something that happens consistently enough for Oklahoma State to win the game? That's a different question. Yeah. And that's kind of what I'm looking at and what I'm considering when I look at this matchup. So